friends, this is Anthony here at Terra Frutis over in beautiful Ecuador, and today is day 4 of my fast. Some people ask me, is it a dry fast, is it a water fast, is it a juice fast? It's how I take it. I may eat when I'm hungry, I might drink when I'm thirsty, but in all fairness, I just don't. I haven't. I've taken a few sips of water basically on this 4th day. And that's about it, just to wet my mouth if it happens to be dry. I did wake up early in the morning, so let me share with you some of the insights with fasting, at least from my experience. I've been doing this since 2004. So I've had experience for about 12 years doing different types of cleansing, fasting, and lifestyle choices. One of the things I want to say is that I don't condone fasting at all. I really condone research. Do independent research, talk to the right people that are doing it. Oftentimes you're going to find bored intellectuals who have so much information about fasting and yet have never practiced it, or they practiced it very limited and so forth and so on. Talk to sources that are actually practicing it. Practice on yourself, and what I mean by that is there's such a thing as a 24-hour fast, which we fast for 8 hours a day when we sleep. But a 24-hour fast is basically I eat at 12 in the afternoon, I won't eat until 12 in the afternoon the next day. That's it. That's a 24-hour fast. You can do it with 48 hours or 36 hours. You can do it any way you want. This is you, your body. What I recommend, if you're on a standard American diet, a paleo diet, or even if you consider your diet healthy, first warning sign I've learned when I speak to anybody, the moment they say I eat healthy is typically, no, you don't eat healthy. If you have to, say what you eat is healthy, there's a good chance it's not healthy. It's just it. You don't have to make it up or natural or whatever. Just simply, in my case, when I do eat, it's fruit. I eat fruit. That's it. I don't have to say it's healthy or not healthy. Do you understand? So when it comes to fasting or changing your lifestyle gradually, I highly recommend it. If you're eating meat right now, I'm a vegan and that's my philosophy and my lifestyle. But I understand when I started considering this. As an example, we have somebody here in Terra Frutis who, for 1 month, they were here volunteering, and they fell in love with being vegan. When I first met her, I asked her, "Are you vegan?" She said, "No." Plain as day. A month later, or a month and a half later, because I came back from all these trips in the States and so forth, in Peru, I came back. I asked her, "How do you feel about it?" "Oh, I love it. I'm excited about being a vegan." It's the most beautiful feeling when someone, finds it for themselves, when they decide that for themselves, and they embrace it, and they take responsibility. To be pushed into it is to be yelled into it, to be slapped into it. I understand, and it breaks my heart every time I run and I see cows tied up and animals, and someone's going to say, cut the rope and go rescue them and this and that. Well, send me money, and I will watch over it. Send me money, and I can have property where I can watch over it. But if I cut loose a pig, a cow, or whatever, oftentimes I've seen some of the stuff. They whip them with stuff. They mistreat them. Or even worse, they don't even do that. The animal comes right back to the caretaker, to the mother. Why is the baby going to leave the mother? So it is heartbreaking. And if you have something to say, by all means, come here and do it. We will support you. We have a lot of property here. You want to be the ALF and you want to do that, that's fine. Just please don't, do anything that's going to harm the possibility of our mission, which is actually trying to help the people here and encourage them to consider vegan options and become vegan. But we have to be mindful and we have to be gentle. We don't want to chase them away either. And so far, I'm very fortunate to meet people that have changed. So in the lifestyle situation, if you're eating meat, as an example, and eggs and dairy or whatever it is, what I recommend or what I did is, I'm not gonna lie, I cheated. Cheating meaning I ate whatever I could to satisfy me. Instead of eating meat, I would stuff my mouth with potatoes. I would eat, potatoes are cheap, black beans and rice are cheap, beans and rice are cheap. There's so many things you can do, and I'm not saying these are the most healthiest options, don't take that wrong. French fries, there's so many vegan options out there that it's almost hard not to be. It is completely hard not to be vegan. You have to make a lot of effort if you think about killing the animal, and everything that goes through that process. So transitioning, I beg you, if you are considering going vegan, to look into the healthiest ways. I recommend books like The Mucusless Diet Healing System. That's a wonderful book. Books by Herbert Shelton, books by Hilton Hotima, Don Bennett, of course, he's a wonderful author, Will Tuttle. There's some wonderful authors there. There's some that collect a lot of information and put it out there, and they put their name on it, and it's theirs now. You know, they've collected a lot of information from maybe their mentors or from other people or other inspirations. That's wonderful. One such is like 80-10-10 diet. That's a wonderful book. I didn't read it until I think last year, a little over a year ago. And you know, I came across it and I agree with everything that was there. Everything that was there, I had read it much before and I've lived it actually. And it's wonderful. It's a great starter and primer. So if you have any questions on that, by all means, you can also reach out to the Facebook communities, the social media, the YouTube. Freely's got a wonderful channel. Sorsha does. You name it. So many people. You know, I can say follow Rebecca Rosenberg. She's curing multiple sclerosis with her lifestyle change, going raw. You know, I also recommend Xantonsis regarding the appreciation of the beautiful nature. So he takes a lot of beautiful nature footage. By all means, look these people up. They're wonderful people. They have something to share, something to say. You may agree with some of the things they say or some things that you completely don't. But understand, taking these steps towards changing your lifestyle, for me, it felt I was alone the whole way. You know, in today's world, you don't have to feel alone. You'll find so many resources. So if it's eating meat, there's so many substitutes you can enjoy that it's just like eating meat. You know, for those that need the texture, jackfruit, you know, durian as an example. You name it, you'll find it. You know, they'll find recipes online to making butter, to making ice cream. Very simple. Banana, freeze it. You know, cut it up in slices, put it in the freezer, take it out when you're ready to eat it, blend it in a blender, put whatever flavoring you want, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. So it's an ice cream. It's the best, the easiest way. So know that it's not that hard. So to go with that transition, just understand while you're transitioning, the closer you get to raw foods, raw fruits, you will feel detoxification reactions. You're going to feel woozy, lightheaded, headaches, fatigue, all these things. And even sometimes you might be told, hey, you have a deficiency in vitamin B12 and iron and calcium and whatever it is, you need to eat more meat and dairy and eggs. The reality is when we become toxic, when our cells are like, whew, I'm done putting all this toxic sludge in the body. Now let's let go of all this nasty stuff in the cells, tissues, organs. It's going to go into your bloodstream. And it's going to get flushed out eventually. But in the meantime, you're going to feel deficient. Period. It's what happens. And as me fasting, I know what detox is going through right now in my body. And sometimes it can be physical, emotional, mental, whatever. So just brace it. The more raw you go, the more detox. If you go straight from standard American diet or paleo to, you know, to cooked, fried, vegan food, no detox. You're going to get pimples and feeling sick and everything else, of course. But you're not going to get the detox. You're not going to get that. So go that route. Now, as far as my day, I got a lot of energy as a 4-day faster, you can say. It's so weird. I'm basically letting my body breathe and allowing it to be happy for once, you know, in gratitude. And so I don't feel the need to that. Now, I don't recommend this because it takes years, it takes a lot of time to understand this process, but the results speak for themselves. You know, I'm 42 years old and running 10, 20, 30 miles sometimes. Today I woke up, I went to sleep at around 11 o'clock at night, woke up at 1 something in the morning. It was just weird. I felt so much energy. It was crazy. And after that, I just laid in bed for a while. I was like, oh, I don't want to wake anybody up. And I also wanted to run. So I woke up around 4 after that. I said, oh, I'm going to prepare. I got ready, ran about 4.2 miles, very slow, just measuring distance. Measuring distance is where I go to a certain distance and I just feel how I feel. I mean, I measure myself because as I'm detoxing and I'm fasting, I need to be aware of like where I'm at and how am I going to get back and how I feel right now. So it's like a diagnostic tool. I get back home around 7 o'clock in the morning. So I ran from a little after 5 to 7, and then I walked a little bit the way, so that's why it took a little longer, and a little after 5. It felt great. It felt great to take my time and enjoy myself. The other day I ran 9.5 miles from Terra Frutis headquarters to Terra Frutis farm. No problem there. I enjoyed that run very much, and I look forward to running tomorrow. Today I also did some yoga, did some calisthenics, did some handstands. I did some work. We had a wonderful community meeting here at Terra Frutis where we agreed on a lot of neat things, a lot of wonderful ideas that we're going to try out, some things we're going to push forward with. One of the things that I'm doing right now with this video, if it's possible, get the word out with Terra Frutis. I beg you, if you could, go to the Terra Frutis website, www.terrafrutis.com. Promote. It's very important for us to reach out, for people to be aware of permaculture, natural living, vegan living, putting the least amount of impact on the environment and also sustaining humans and animals as well. We have a lot of fruit trees planted, a lot of seed requests and so forth. So if you want to be a part of this, we'd love for you to be a part of this. We'd love to make you like a member offsite or whatever term we need for the appreciation of a sponsor, of a supporter, you know, we would love you to do this. And if you watch this video right now and you feel compelled to throw in a few dollars, or talk to someone that might have a few dollars, we would love that. You know, that pays the workers on the farm, that pays the fruit for the workers. Actually, we would like them to be on a fruit diet until we are completely self-sustainable, which we're not at this moment. We would like that opportunity, and that was one of the things we brought up in the meeting. We would love to encourage people to be a part of this. We'd love to continue providing newsletters, email bulletins, and many other things. If you follow us on 30 Bananas a Day, Facebook, and I'll put out more social media out there, but it's very important that we come together as a group. And I'm going to say this, I'm not going to say this to bite my tongue, but I'm going to say this to open up. You don't have to be a vegan to support us. You don't have to be a vegan to give us patronage, or to whatever, say good job, whatever. I love what you're doing. You don't have to be a vegan. I know people very close to me that are plant-based 100%, or they're struggling right now. They want to be. They see the benefit of it. We welcome you. We encourage you. We'll support you, actually. If you ask us some questions, I'll be happy to share some of my personal experience and the experience of others. I just came back. If any of you don't know, I came back from the United States. I had a job out there. I helped somebody with stage 4 lymphoma. I helped him basically transition from where he was at, go raw, mostly fruit-based, as he was healing. He had about 14 juices a day, almost a gallon of fresh pressed apple juice. At first it was carrot and apple juice. He transitioned to apple juice. Granny Smith did enemas, did cleansing. He was on supplements at first, on the Gerson therapy. Everything I was doing was actually helping him transition. He was feeling much better. He was able to drive his car. He went from having so much fluid retention, over 5 pounds, I forget. I don't know, that's not the right to say. 5 liters, maybe, fluid retention. Anyway, he was in bad shape. That's the best way to say it. That's the most honest way to say it. When I met him, he was a skeletal figure, and he was falling apart. October, he was diagnosed, and he was the frame that I told you about in January when I saw him on Skype. And I helped him, and he started getting better. And he went to Philippines, and he did some therapy there where they burnt a bunch of cells, and now he's going to come back home to where he lives and recover from all the burned cells, basically detox. So that's a choice he made, and I'm happy that he's alive to spend with his family and so forth. And then right after that, back to back, I found out my brother has lymphoma himself. And I ran up there, and first thing I asked him is, what has changed in your lifestyle? And my brother said, eating chicken. I've been eating a lot of chicken. I did the research, found out that Dr. Greger, put it out there on his video on his YouTube channel that the biggest study ever by the EPIC, it's called the EPIC, it's European something or other, it's a big test. And basically it tested 500,000 people over 10 years on their diets, and affected what particular cancer. Eating chicken absolutely promotes lymphoma. So my brother has lymphoma, he's been eating a lot of chicken. I flew up to New York on my own expense, helped him out a lot, brought my Norwalk juicer, pressed some juice, helped him with the enemas, and just taught him a little bit, just was there for him. And then I flew back to Ecuador and Peru, so now I'm drained. I'm actually completely, financially strapped, helping the people that I was supposed to help, and I love that I do what I do, and I'm happy to see them survive, and I think that's more important for me than what's in my pocket. Now I'm asking you that you're watching your video, if there's someone special in your life, I'm not saying dish things out of your pocket, but I'm asking you to spend some time with them. Spend some time with your mom, your dad, your grandparents, people that are sick, people in homes, veterans care, whatever. If you do have to have anything in your pocket, you're going to pay a movie $16, $20, whatever, and food at TGI Fridays or beers or whatever, I beg you to use some of that money for your own self, to improve yourself, to change your lifestyle. That's the first thing important, to change your lifestyle for your own betterment. I was talking to someone earlier that was struggling with their a bad behavior, let's say. And I said, you love that behavior more than some of the people in your life. I said, you love that behavior more than your liver. Just associate the truth with what your behavior is. So, you mean a lot to me for watching this video, and I can't express the humility I have, how humble I am by some of the comments I sometimes receive or emails. Thank you very much for your love, and it means a lot to me.